Hi everyone! Today we are going to make a marinade that is actually infused with essential oils. This one is a great Mediterranean marinade, and I'm going to use it on chicken, but you can actually use it on any kind of protein that you like. So if you prefer beef, you can use it on that. If you prefer fish, you can use it on that as well, or any other kind of protein that you might enjoy. So with marinades, I actually like putting them into a plastic bag. It just makes them easier to work with. So I'm gonna add, this particular marinade is good for about a pound or two of any protein. And so we're just gonna stick it right in the bag here. And to this, we're gonna add about a half a cup of soy sauce. And then we're gonna put in 2 tablespoons of the red wine vinegar. So this is gonna give it some really nice flavor. Just like that. Then we're gonna add 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. So this is 3/4 of a cup of olive oil. And to that, we're gonna add 1 minced clove of garlic, and then we'll be ready to add our essential oils. Now, when it comes to adding the essential oils, it's really important that you're using a top food grade essential oil. And you're gonna know that it's actually a food grade essential oil because it's gonna say so right on the bottle. So don't assume that the essential oil that you have is actually edible. It either needs to say safe for human consumption, safe for food, or have supplement instructions on the outside. There's a number of different ways that companies actually use to let you know that their essential oils are food safe. So make sure that the bottle specifically says that. Don't just assume that your essential oils are safe to consume. With that in mind, we're going to add a drop of oregano. We're going to add 2 drops of lemon. And we're going to add 1 drop of black pepper. So all of this is gonna go into the bag, and then you're just gonna mush it up a little bit in there. Now this marinade, it's actually gonna go into the fridge overnight. So you don't wanna leave it on the counter overnight. You know, protein can get a little hinky. So you're gonna put it in the refrigerator, you're gonna leave it overnight, and it's gonna be fantastic to cook tomorrow. Now you can grill it, you can fry it, you can even bake it. So there's a lot of options when it comes to a marinade. So let's stick it in the fridge. We're going to be cooking up a great side dish. This is definitely all American. Mashed potatoes. It doesn't get any more American than that. So what we have is we are actually going to infuse these mashed potatoes with a little bit of rosemary essential oil. And what's great about mashed potatoes is that they are so versatile. There's so many different things that you can do with them. So in here I have Yukon Gold potatoes. Those are my favorite ones to do, mostly because if you boil them a lot, then when you pop them in here to be seasoned, my mixer will actually shred the skin, so you don't have skin in there. However, you can do red potatoes, you can do russet potatoes, you can even do sweet potatoes, and you're gonna get a fantastic side dish. So these were boiled. I like to do them in chicken stock. So I'll put chicken stock in there instead of water. And I like to boil mine for about 20 minutes. Once they're done being boiled, I pop them into my mixer. And I actually mash them up just a little bit first. So, and I just do it nice and slow. And then I like to add my milk. Typically, I will have my milk be room temperature so that they don't make the mashed potatoes cold. Now, I like really buttery mashed potatoes, so I add about 2 to 4 tablespoons of butter. And then, of course, you can also add salt and pepper depending upon what you like in your mashed potatoes. So you just start slowly turning it up as you add milk. And then I leave them to whip for about 5 minutes or so. I like mine really nice and fluffy. Okay, so after you're done whipping them, now if you don't actually have a mixer, you can use a hand mixer, or you can even use a potato masher and just mash them up and just keep mashing and stirring those potatoes up until they get the consistency that you really like. If you don't have a mixer, I do recommend that you go ahead and peel your potatoes before you boil them, just to make for a creamier textured potato. So after you are done mixing or mashing, whichever you prefer for your potatoes, that's when you're gonna add your essential oil. That's one of the things that's a little bit different about cooking with an essential oil instead of using a dried herb. If you wanted to use dried rosemary, you would have added that to the water when the potatoes were boiling and probably sprinkle some in as you are starting to mash them up. But with the essential oil, you actually add the essential oil to the end, and I am gonna show you 2 different techniques that I like to use with it. The first one is just with a toothpick. And one of the things that you can do, and I do this particularly if I am flavoring sauces, is you take the toothpick and you dip it into the opening that's in the middle. And you get the essential oil on the toothpick, and then you run the essential oil through the potatoes or the sauce that you're using, and then you taste it. When it comes to essential oils, a little bit goes a long way. Now with this amount of mashed potatoes, I know that it takes about 2 drops. And when I'm dropping the essential oil into what I'm using it for, I actually put the drops into a spoon. And that's because if you're familiar with using essential oils, you know that an extra drop or so can sometimes come out of the bottle that you're not anticipating. That extra drop can mean the difference between a beautifully flavored dish or an overwhelmingly flavored dish. So I put it in the spoon first, and if you capture an extra drop, you can walk over to the sink and just kind of drop it down into the sink. That way you make sure that you don't get too much. But you can also count them off of the spoon as well. 1, 2. And we're just gonna stir that rosemary in. Now, if you taste your potatoes and it seems as though you may need a little more, you know there's gonna be some residual that's left on the spoon. So you can add the little droplets that are on there, or you can even stir the potatoes with your essential oil spoon to make sure that you're getting all of the essential oils off of there. All right, well, we're ready to add these to our plate, and this is gonna make a great side dish.